What's up everybody, welcome to the channel, glad to have you here. I have this Engl Invader that I want to play through, so that's why I'm making a video. I just picked this guy up. It is new to me, it is a used amp as you could tell by all the scuff marks and stuff, but you know what, it's in pretty good shape. I will definitely cover this amplifier a lot more in depth in another video, and let me know what you guys want to see in that video. And also, I'm looking for a way to differentiate these sort of videos where I just plug in and test something out versus where I go in deep on an amplifier. And if you have any ideas what I should call those video series, definitely let me know down in the comments. I'm gonna start on the clean channel, which is not necessarily a clean channel. We gotta turn these switches off. There are a lot of switches and options on this amp, and I'll just kind of talk about them as the video goes. So this is green channel. You can see how I have it set up. We're gonna make sure the bright and the high gain switches are off. It is so loud. I'm gonna turn that down a little bit. Nice gritty tone. If you're one of those guys and you want to do a clean tone, you know, you just rock the gain back. But that's not what I do here. We're gonna rock the gain the other way. Let's see how gritty we can get this. Really good sound. It's very open. I'm gonna turn the treble down here a little bit. Let's actually turn the treble down a lot bit. You can see how dramatic that treble control is too. Turn the bright switch on. It's a cool green channel. I like it quite a bit. And you can hear just the slightest amount of static on this channel. If we go over here, we do have a noise gate that's built into the amplifier that we can't turn on this channel. Doesn't work on this channel, just kidding. I'm still learning this amp. Now, this amp does have a bunch of features. It does have a built-in noise gate that apparently you can't use on channel 1. We do have 2 effects loops. We do have 2 master volume controls. And it is also MIDI switchable. And you can save your presets and MIDI switch them. It's pretty amazing for an all-tube amplifier. Let's turn on the high gain switch here and see how gainy we can get the green channel. Big drop in volume there when we turn that on. It gets a little bit more compressed too. Probably a good time to mention my signal chain. I'm using a Jackson Warrior with an EMG 81 and an 85 in the bridge and neck positions. I'm going into a noise gate here that my buddy Shay from This Heavy Earth Effects Pedals built. I don't think that's a production run. I think that's just like a homie build that he made for me. And then that's going into this 𝗦𝗦𝗘𝗏𝗏. I'm probably totally butchering the name of that pedal, but that's okay because you can read it in that camera over there and Google it. This pedal is like a clean boost and an EQ basically, and you can control those independently. We're not using that right now. We will go into that later here, but green tone. I think if this was a single channel amplifier and you just had the green channel, it would still be a good amp. But let's turn off the bright switch and the high gain switch and let's go to channel 2 here. Actually, I think we could use the noise gate on this channel. Can we use the noise gate? Hey, look there. The amp is now dead silent. There is a built-in noise gate on this. Not usable on channel 1, but usable on the rest of the channel. So it is making this amp totally silent. And between that and the noise gate that I have in front of it, it just kills all the noise. Again, we have a lot of control with the treble here. And I think that this amp is a very dark amp if you don't push the treble quite a bit. I mean, just looking between like 9 o'clock and all the way up. Dramatic difference there. Let's just dial that back a little bit. And same thing with the presence here. If you put the presence all the way up, it gets very, very bright in the top end. So like pulling that back quite a bit and then compensating for it with the treble myself personally. Let's turn down, maybe you like, you know, more of a Marshall sort of sound, something like that. We can actually dial that bass out all the way pretty much. You know, and that's a pretty vintage hard rock sort of tone. Let's crank the gain though and see what happens. Maybe more bass, just a little bit more treble. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's like definitely voiced sort of like vintagey. It's obviously more compressed than channel 1. A little bit more saturated too. But let's turn on the bright switch. Hear what that does? High gain. The high gain does something really, really cool to this channel, and I almost feel like the high gain, it's almost like having a boost built into the amplifier. So again, adding to this like super versatility that this amp has, that high gain switch is almost like built-in boost. Let's try using the external boost. Now the advantage of using an external boost is you have a lot more controls over the different flavors you can get out of this amplifier by swapping out different boost types. And no, this amp doesn't need a boost, even though you can add gain with a boost. That is not necessarily why you would use a boost. And even though you can cut the low end and tighten the amp up with a boost, that's not why I'm using it either. I'm just using it to make a more aggressive sound, which is also a great and valid reason for using a boost. Just in case you're wondering. So basically the way this pedal works is if you hit the right button, it turns blue and then that engages the clean boost. And you can control that with the level, and then you have this cut over here which will sort of like cut out the low end. And then if you hit the left button over here, it turns this like blue-white color, and that engages the EQ that we have down here. And you can also turn off the boost and have it just white and engage the EQ section. We're gonna turn it both on. You can see we have the high mids and the treble boosted a little bit with the pedal, and then we're cutting a little bit of the low end. Let's hear that. Okay, we're definitely adding some aggression there into the signal, and it's not as much as something like a tube scream or something like that. This is a little bit more subtle, but I think that's kind of cool. I think that on top of the EQ, you can get some really interesting results with this. Now we could do something crazy. We could like just crank the shit out of these EQs. You know, and get some different results there, but I find that just adding a little bit really, really goes a long way. Let's go to channel 3. And again, we're going to turn the bright switch off. We're going to turn the high gain off. I have the bass up kind of high there. You can see how I have everything set up. And we are in modern high gain territory. We don't even have the high gain switch on yet. It's a lot of gain. And I get the comparisons, like when I posted this, people asked me to shoot it out against a dual rectifier. I do get those comparisons a lot because it is voiced similarly. But in my opinion, you know, if I was rocking a dual rectifier, there's no depth control on a dual rectifier. But if I was rocking a dual rectifier with the bass this high, it would be like way, way too much bass. And we can obviously cut that down a lot. That's probably a more tolerable level. Let's turn on the bright switch and the high gain switch. And now we're getting into that ultra high gain modern metal territory. It's really, really cool. Like I said, again, I can't overemphasize how versatile this amp is, but let's try the boost in front of it. I also cannot overemphasize how loud this amplifier is. If you look at my master volume there, it is so low. I'm just trying to, you know, preserve my hearing here. Again, I don't think that you necessarily need a boost for this amplifier, but, you know, if you're wondering if it takes a boost, it does. It takes a boost pretty well, actually. If you're into the scoop thing. Like I said, it's similar to a dual rectifier in a lot of ways, but it's definitely doing its own thing. Let's go to channel 4 here. And actually, I'm gonna set this up the same as channel 3 and we can bounce back and forth, and that way you can hear the difference between channel 3 and channel 4, because I think it's a pretty interesting difference. Here's channel 4. It's back to channel 3. It's almost like there's a mid shift, and you can really hear it in the gain. Channel 4 reminds me more of a Bogner, actually. But again, doing the Engl thing with that sort of sound. And of course, we could tighten this up a little bit. You know, we could do maybe something like that. And that kind of is what I'm talking about here. Like we have this pedal set up to emphasize the high mids and the treble, and you can really hear it emphasizing them on channel 4, which already sort of emphasizes those frequencies. Let's go back to channel 3. Yeah, channel 3 is like a little bit scooped by comparison. Let's just cut out all the mids just for shits and giggles. Oh yeah, that sounds bad. Okay, so I just wanted to make this video real quick so I could test out this amplifier a little bit. I'm really enjoying this thing so far. I think, again, like I can't overstate how versatile it is. It just has a lot of really cool tones that you can get out of it. And I just wanted to take you guys along on the journey with me. If you guys have made it this far, thank you so much. If you guys like this video, make sure to hit the like button and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.